Hello everyone, my name is Chad Bell from Viola, Illinois, up here in Northwest Illinois in Mercer County. And today I'm going to give you a virtual tour of my hog finishing barn. And so to start off with, going to take a little virtual drive around the hog shed to give you an idea of what it looks like from the outside and some of the equipment that is used currently, and eventually we'll take a look inside, walk through the office, the hallway, and then lastly take a look at the little pigs that I have inside. So let me turn the camera around. So here is my building. I'm sitting on the side road right out in front of it. Size-wise, it's a 51 foot wide by 391 foot long, and it has two rooms in it, one on the west side and one on the east side. Each half of the building holds about 1,200 pigs, and so I have two rooms to work with for a total of 2,400 head. So we're going to take a little drive in here, and I'll show you some things about this barn. You can see down along this wall here several fans right at the base of the concrete. Those are called pit fans. One of their functions is to provide ventilation to the building by pulling air out of the building, and also helping to bring air into the building to provide good ventilation for the pigs, since it's a closed environment. As you can see there's a couple more fans. The fans, I'm not going to go too much into all their functions of the different various fans that we have, but they all provide ventilation and temperature control for the building. So we're coming here on the back side of the building. Looking straight forward is the loading chute. So this is where the little pigs will come in and then stay here for about 6 months, and then get shipped out to Farmland Foods is where they primarily go in Monmouth, so about 25 minutes away from here. You can see that looks like two decks in this loading chute. So the one down below, it's got the brighter color sawdust or wood chips on it. That is an 18-inch ramp that I can bring in little pigs from just a regular gooseneck trailer. The deck above that is for bringing in or shipping out any size of pigs, and they can go directly onto a semi livestock trailer. To my left here, you can see a couple feed bins. I have a total of 4 feed bins. There are 2 per each side of the shed, and you can see both of them have feed in them right now. We run various rations of feed depending on the size of the pigs and the stage that they are in currently. You can see I have a couple more feed bins here. This building is heated by propane tanks, or by liquid propane, so those are the storage tanks that fuel the heaters inside. You can see also down on this end there is more ventilation fans. Come back out on the road so I can go back to the office doorway. Here's another view from the roadside of the building. Right here is my well and power service. The big box right there on the left, that is my generator. You know, there's times where we have inclement weather and the power goes off. Pigs need care 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, regardless of what the weather is like outside. And so that generator ensures that I have an adequate power source to be able to run water and feed into the pigs to take care of them. So a little bit about why I have this hog barn. Primarily, we are a row crop farm, corn and soybeans. We do have a cow-calf operation in here about a year ago or so. Started thinking seriously about diversifying further with a hog barn such as this. One of the reasons was to diversify our operation further, produce some more income for the farm, as well as allow me to stay back on the farm. We went through that period of higher crop prices, and that was kind of the easy years once I came back to the farm. But now that we're more lower end of the spectrum as far as prices go, I needed a source of cash flow to help keep me on the farm, and this is what I came up with. So we've completed the outside tour. I'll take you inside. I'm going to start a little bit with biosecurity. I have my keys in the door right now because I was already in here just a few minutes prior to this, but typically this door is locked unless I'm inside the building. All of the doors that you saw on the virtual tour of the outside are always locked, and that helps keep any people that are not supposed to be here out. What that does for me is prevents anyone that's not supposed to be here from being in here that could possibly bring in any sort of disease or illness to the pigs. Just ensures that these pigs are in a closed environment and not susceptible to anyone and everyone to come in. So walking into the office area here, you can see I have a lot of things in here. I will start off by showing you, this is where I hang my clothes that I come in with. Leave my boots and clothes at the door. I have slippers or sandals for walking in through this area, and that's just to ensure that the clothing that I'm wearing coming in here stays in this room and stays outside of this area, to also help from contaminating, bringing in anything that is unneeded for the pigs. So here's my fancy sandals. A couple things that you're probably hearing right now, some clicking noises. These are called dosatrons. There's one for each room, and what it allows me to do is run medication through the water. These pigs currently have a little bit of strep in them, which is common for pigs of this age and size, that I will show you here in a little bit. But this is one of the medicines that I'm able to run through the water. Helps ensure that all the pigs receive the medicine that they need. It is administered based on the flow of the water, so however much the pigs are drinking, they get an adequate amount of medicine. It's not too much or too little, it's just right. So I have one of those for each room. A little bit about this sign here. It's also part of the biosecurity program. It's called a shower procedure. So following these directions, you would leave all of the dirty towels or dirty clothes on that side of the door there. Since this is not a sow farm, I don't have a walk-through shower. I have just a regular stand-up shower. So my typical procedure for coming in here, since I am not exposed to any other pigs besides the ones in this building, I'm not required to shower in, although it is a good practice to do. But I am required, once I go through that door and do anything with the pigs, when I come back through that door into this room, I take a shower right away, leaving my boots and coveralls on that other side of the door. So that just ensures that anything that those pigs, that I may be exposed to with those pigs, stays with the pigs, and I don't take out with me to anywhere else. So that's probably the main thing in here right now. I'm gonna set the phone down for just a minute. I'm gonna change into my coveralls and my boots. You can see I'm wearing some plain clothes, plain pants, and these sandals. Can't pass through this door without changing clothes, so hang on just a moment. Try to go as fast as I can. Typically most farms, most finisher farms like this, they have a washer and dryer system. I currently do not have that set up yet. That ensures that all the clothing that is worn at the site stays at the site and is washed at the site. So, so there's no outside contamination that is taken out or brought in. Slipping on my coveralls and boots right now. Bear with me. All right, I'm back. So, taking a step back, we're in the hallway now. Through that door is one room with pigs. Through that door is the other room. This is where I keep my coveralls and my boots. This ensures that anything that I am exposed to with these pigs stays here. You can see a pair of pink ones there. Those are my daughter. She's 4 years old. Loves the pigs, loves coming over here. So I got a pair especially for her. I'll show you the loadout area. So pigs that are coming into these rooms enter from here, and if you remember on the outside I showed the loading chute. This is where where they would come in through this door and then go into either one of these rooms. So you can also see that there is a control panel on both rooms that allows me to control some conditions individually in each room. So I'm going to go through a few things on this controller, just a few things that I look at on a daily basis. This is kind of the main page that I look at. Shows a lot of different things. Right now you can see that I have a grow out day, which is a programmable feature. So today is day 8. So I've had pigs in this room for 8 days now. I can program how often the feed lines run to fill the feeders. I can program the temperature curve, which I will show you. So right now you can see room temp 76, outside temperature is 35. So we're looking at about 40 degrees difference. If you think back, last week we were at minus 25 a couple days, and so that was a neat thing to see that the building was about 80 degrees and outside temperature was 25 below. So we were looking at 100 degrees plus temperature difference from outside to inside, and the pigs obviously didn't know the difference. 80 degrees in here every day. You can see the target temperature is 78 degrees. We're on, and I will go a little bit more into it, but we're on a grow out curve. So day 1, I had the temperature set at 80 degrees. Day 42 is the next day that the temperature goes down to 72. So from day 1 to day 72, the temperature will gradually curve down from 80 to 72. So you can see right now, target's 78.5. So we're working our way down to that 72 by day 42. Water consumption, these pigs have consumed 113 gallons of water so far today. A couple more things that I'll show you. Feed schedule. So I can run feed automatically to these pigs 24/7. So as you can see right now, I'm running feed 3 times a day, every day, Sunday through Saturday. So 3 times a day I'm running at 5 a.m., noon, and 9 p.m. This ensures that the pigs have an adequate supply of feed all the time. I won't go much into the ventilation. It looks complicated by the screen. So here's another page that I look at. I can look at water usage. Water usage is important, not only to make sure that the pigs have adequate supply of water and that it's properly working and running to the rooms, but I also can see there are times where there may be an illness getting started in the building, and by visual symptoms looking at the pigs you might not be able to tell, but some of those things you can tell by if there's a huge drop in water consumption from one day to the next. So right now these pigs are small enough, they're really not consuming a whole lot of water anyway, but a couple months into it, if there's a big gallon drop from day to day, that tells me that something possibly is going on, and I need to look more into it. That's pretty much the main things that I will show you. There's a couple programs set up. I can set up, I will show you the grow out curve. So like I said, the grow out curve, the grow out curve, right now I have 3 temperature points, 80, 72, and 63 degrees. So you can see day 1, the first day these pigs came in here, the building was 80 degrees. By day 42, it'll be 72 degrees in here. By day 163 is all the warm it'll have to be. As the pigs get bigger, they'll create their own heat, and so I won't have to heat the building quite as much, just because their larger bodies will produce enough heat to keep things warm in here. So you can see 80 degrees day 1, by day 42 it'll be down to 72, and there'll be a gradual drop between day 1 and day 42, so it won't be an 8-degree drop just in one day. It'll be a gradual thing. That's the main thing with the controller. Right down here, you can see I have some switches that I can manually run some things. So I've been running feed manually just because the amounts of feed that I'm running are pretty small, so I have to watch the intake a little bit. Up here is an alarm system. I have temperature, the control panel functions, and water pressure for both sides of the building as an alarm function. So that is a US Cellular home phone that allows if there's an alarm, it will call my phone and tell me if the east temperature is out of bounds or out of limits. That tells me that there is a problem here in the building that I need to come address. So that is something, you know, obviously you can't be inside the building 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So that is one thing that allows us to know if there's a problem on the times that we're not here. So with that, I'm going to show you this. Take a look through the window here on this room. This is my west room. There's older pigs in this room. They were, let's see, they came in just a touch over, I guess it'll be 2 weeks this Thursday. So 12 days right now. Doing just fine. I have 1,200 in this side. You see they're pretty active right now. Usually when I come to do chores early in the morning, 7:30, 8 o'clock, they're getting up and moving. I come back in the evening times and make sure everything is doing all right, and they're usually hunkered down underneath the heat lamps there, but I'll show you more on this side. These pigs here, I've had them for exactly 1 week today. We'll go in and take a look. Hopefully I don't drop my phone. As you can see, there's a good opportunity for that. So we're inside the room. You can look around. There's a lot of things going on in here, so I'll try to explain them the best that I can. If I miss something and you want to know about it, ask a question. So right now the pigs are pretty active, moving around quite a bit. It's kind of neat. Kind of fun and kind of neat to get in the pens with them, and they follow you around as you're walking and checking them out. So you can see right there in the middle. Actually, I'm going to start with the floor here. So this is a concrete slat floor. You can see all the dark spaces are open slots. That allows the manure that the pigs produce to fall down through the pens, through the floors. So that helps keep the pens clean. And there's an 8-foot pit down below here that captures all the manure that the pigs produce. What that allows me to do is apply that manure to our crop fields. Manure is a very valuable source of fertilizer, mostly nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, but also a lot of micronutrients. The value of that fertilizer, it's hard to put a dollar value on it. There's a lot of micronutrients as a part of that, so to replace that with commercial fertilizer is pretty difficult. So that's one thing that I'm going to be pretty excited about using on our farm. Hopefully produce higher yields with use of the manure. So we have 2 waterers per pen. You can see one there, one right there. So pigs have adequate supply of water at all times. Apply them in the pen here. They're both nipple waters, so you can see when the pigs, if there's not much for water in there, the pigs will use their nose, press against that, fill the bowl, take a drink as they want. We have a heat lamp and a mat set up here. These pigs have grown quite a bit here just in the week that they've been here. They're just a touch over a month old now, or right around a month old, I should say. So to help keep the pigs warm and get them off to a good start, I will normally the first week or first few days take feed out of the feeder, scatter it on the mat, get the pigs used to eating some of the first feed that they've had. Heat lamp helps keep them warm, and the pigs like to pile on top of each other underneath that nice warm light. So it's kind of neat to come in here and see them all taking a snooze late at night or early in the morning. These pigs are very energetic. They're, like a 4-year-old kid pretty much right now at home. Very curious about everything. These pigs will stay here for about 6 months, and at that time they will be market weight and be ready to go to market. Any questions? Please ask. What do pigs eat? I haven't mentioned that yet. Their diet is primarily consists of corn and soybean meal. Both of those products are the two largest things that we produce as farmers in the state of Illinois, and livestock have a great demand for those products, and so it's a great opportunity to help support grain prices by feeding livestock. Got a couple sleepy ones over on this side. Any more questions? Where does our feed come from? The corn and soybeans are all locally sourced. So the feed mill that supplies the ingredients is about 15 miles away. So the corn and soybeans that they source are all locally grown, either on their farm or purchased from local elevators. biggest challenges on my farm, from a livestock standpoint, I don't know that there's really, the challenge I guess is being sustainable, providing a steady source of income for my family. I guess primarily that challenge is more on the crop side versus the livestock side, just because I am contract feeding this operation, and so it supplies a steady source of income from the livestock. Stood up and they all took off running. Yeah, so this building is a curtain building. So it's a naturally ventilated building, so in the summertime or as temperatures get warm enough, these curtains will start to lower to allow fresh air in to help cool the building down. One more thing that I had forgotten to mention, or a couple things. These little black sticks here hanging down, those are a sprinkler system. So in the summertime when it gets 90 degrees out, those sprinklers will run a couple minutes every 10 or 15 minutes, and helps keep the building cool and the pigs cool. I'm contracted with a local farm here within the county. Very good farm to work with. Great guys. Just average farmers like the rest of us. One more thing. These are for ventilation here, so as air is brought in through the ceiling up above, these air inlets will open up. They're weighted, so it depends on the airflow. You can see it will allow fresh air in. With that, there's no more questions. I believe I'll probably sign off, but share this with your friends. Ask more questions if anything else comes along that you're thinking about. Don't hesitate to reach out to me or Illinois pork producers who have been gracious enough to allow me to do a Facebook Live open house in my barn. I did have an open house 3 weeks ago. Had about 40 to 45 neighbors, family and friends out. I guess kind of the purpose with that open house was to show the neighbors what was coming to the neighborhood. Be transparent with the neighbors and show them modern pig production. So with that, like I said, please share with your friends and ask questions, and hopefully here in another few months or so, when these pigs are bigger, maybe we'll do another virtual open house. So with that, once again, my name is Chad Bell from Viola in northwestern Illinois, and thank you for watching.